So, what do you need to know for the exam? Well, the only thing that I can say to best prepare for this exam is to work with SQL Server. Work with SQL Server data tools. Download SQL Server Express, download SQL Server Data Tools Express, download AdventureWorks 2012's sample database and begin working with it. Explore all of the options that you have within SQL Server Data Tools. Go into Tools and Options. Look at the templates. Look at all of the different menu options, the configuration availability or configuration options. Working with it will provide more insight and better prepare you for the test than reading all of the books that you may have. Hands-on experience will be the most important part. If you've actually done it, then you will be able to quickly remember and recall based upon what the question is to best answer what that question is, or what the answer is. So you need to change the default query results from grid to text. Which option will affect the currently open query tabs? So A, would you go from the Tools menu to Options and change the results to text? B, would you use SP-configure to change the results? C, use the results to text icon? Or D, it's not possible? Well, this is somewhat tricky because A is true except not based upon the full question. By going to Tools, Options, and changing the results from grid to text, then that would make all of the result sets go to text for any new tabs that were opened. This question specifically says which will affect the currently opened query tabs. In order to affect currently opened, not new query tabs that are open, you would have to use the results to text icon. So the correct answer is C, use the results to text icon. Which tool uses the SQL native client? Is it A, SQL command, B, OSQL, C, iSQL, or D, SQL Server Data Tools? Well, SQL command is the command line interface for SQL Server 2005 and above. And it uses OLEDB. OSQL was actually the command line interface in earlier editions or versions of SQL, as was iSQL. Both of these also, and iSQL has actually been deprecated, discontinued. OSQL, the same is true. SQL command is the primary command line interface outside of PowerShell, which goes beyond the scope of this course. SQL Server Data Tools uses the SQL native client. Therefore, D is the correct answer, SQL Server Data Tools.